What's going on, guys? In this video we're going over how to get better at talking to people. Before we get into that, my name's Keith. I made this channel to help men create their ideal lives through self-mastery. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos, because I put out new videos every single day. So let's get into this. How do you get better at talking to people? Well, ironically, the way to get better at talking to people is to talk a little bit less and to listen more, because here's the funny secret. Everybody's favorite subject is themselves. If you're not in the middle of doing some specific action, you're thinking about yourself and your life. Just admit it. It's okay. It's part of being a human. We're all selfish fucks at the end of the day. But you can use that to your advantage when it comes to talking to people. There's a great book that I really recommend that everybody read. It was one of the best books I ever read. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's been around for a long time. And in the book, he puts almost the entire first part of the book is committed to the hammering home the point that people's favorite subject is themselves, and that learning to listen and be genuinely interested in somebody is crucial to getting them to like you and getting them to do what you want in the long run. So the primary reason people don't listen, there's two main ones, is you're self-conscious or you're thinking about what to say next. So when it comes to being self-conscious, what I'm talking about is you're listening to the person, but you're not really listening because you're too busy thinking about, like, where should my hands be? I feel uncomfortable. What's everyone thinking of me? Do I look weird? What should I say next? All these things. And then when you're thinking about what to say next, I'm talking about you heard something that triggered something that you want to say, so you check out on what the other person's saying so that you can say what you want to say. And that's, again, both of these are forms of selfishness. You're thinking completely about yourself when you're self-conscious, obviously. And then when you're thinking about what you want to say next, you're basically saying, I don't give a fuck about what you're saying, I want to say what I'm saying. And that's not a great way to talk to people, and it's not a great way to get people to like you either. So both of these things come down to a lack of presence to the moment. You need to be present when you're in a conversation so that you can talk better. Now, a great way to get better at being present, well, one thing that I do, obviously you can do meditation and things like that on a daily basis. This helps with presence, but in that specific moment, a great thing to do is when you're walking is to count your steps while you're walking. This will keep you out of your head, and you'll have to be paying attention to that. So you might be walking around, you can say like left foot, right foot in your head, or like 1, 2, 3. You just count it out and pay attention to that, and that gets you out of your head at least, so that when you go to talk to the person, you're sort of present with the moment. That's a really good way to do it. And also another thing that happens a lot of times when you struggle to talk to somebody is you're looking at them like this real proper, intimidating kind of figure a lot of times. Like guys do this especially when they go up to a girl, or maybe you're going up to someone who could employ you or something like that. But the thing is, you usually don't have a hard time talking around your friends. And I think a lot of times we think that's because we have so many commonalities and interests that we can talk about. And yeah, that's true. But you didn't know this person, and you had to figure out how to talk to them as well, and you hit it off well because now you're friends. So it's possible to talk to strangers and have interests. You just got to get out of your head about the whole situation. So a good way to do this, if you're feeling intimidated, is to imagine the person is having sex. Imagine them like grunting, groaning in their sexual life. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, suggested doing this because when you see someone as this intimidating proper figure, you start thinking they're different than you. You think they're judging you. But if you see them in that light and realize they're just a human just like you, it makes you a lot more comfortable to have this conversation with them. So I guess the next question you might want to know is, what do we do when we listen, all right? So you're going to listen to this person when they're talking and be genuinely interested. So where do we go from here? You need to ask good questions. Questions you're genuinely interested in. I don't mean turn it into an interview. There's like a different way to that. Guys they ask a girl, they're trying to talk to a girl, and they end up asking these stupid interview questions like, where are you from? Like all these questions that do not trigger emotional spikes, and they don't know how to ask the question that generates an emotional spike. But it's really pretty easy if you're just present and aware. Let's use the example of talking to a boss. So let's say you go into your boss's office, or we'll say you're going in for a job interview, and this is going to be your boss. So this is the first time you met the guy. You go into his office, you see a picture on his desk of him catching a marlin out at sea. And you just are present to the moment, and by being genuinely interested, you ask him a question about the picture because clearly he's interested in it. Now, this is something that if he didn't have it on his desk, I mean, he has it on his desk for a reason. It's something he's proud of. It's something he likes to talk about. So you ask him about it, he's going to start talking about it. He tells you about it, and now you can ask more questions to go along with that. But it starts with being aware of the person and genuinely interested in the other person. That's what listening is really all about, is being genuinely interested. So you see this picture, you ask them about it, and also people are more likely to hire and like people that they have these kinds of connections with. And oftentimes you'll find out that you don't have to talk at all about yourself. The person won't know anything about you. You'll just listen to them talk and fire back questions at them and give your own commentary on the thing they're interested in, and they'll feel like they know you like a brother, and you really haven't said anything about yourself. You've just listened to them. It works really, really well to do this. A good example in my life is I don't give a fuck about college sports. In fact, I think it's sort of indentured servitude, to be honest, but that's for another topic. But I have a friend who is a diehard college football fan. And so because I like my friend and I want to maintain a good relationship with him, I actually keep up with his favorite college football team. And I'll ask him about it, and I'll genuinely be interested, because not necessarily because I'm interested in college football, because I'm interested in my friend. So you can think of it that way. Like, a lot of people are like, well, why would I want to talk about marlins on the ocean with this fictitious boss character I'm talking about if I don't care about it? And it's like, well, maybe you don't care about the fish, but you care about the person liking you, and that's the thing you're interested in. Same way with my friend. I'm interested in having a good relationship with my friend. I don't care about college sports, but that's a conduit for a good relationship and for good conversation to occur. You got to be interested in the other person, and it might feel like you're having to be the selfless one and listen to them talk about stuff, but it really just comes down to the priority. You're watching this video because you want to learn how to get people to how to talk better with people, and this is really all it is talking to them about what they're interested in. Another good thing you can do is pay a compliment, but only when it's genuine. Don't be kissing ass when it's not something you mean. See something that you genuinely strikes you as something you like, and then say it, okay? Don't try to find something to like necessarily, but just if you do see something, observe it and let them know, okay? Maybe you like the guy's watch he's got on, or maybe you like the girl's eyes. Whatever it is, pay the genuine compliment. People can tell when it's genuine and spontaneous, and then they can tell when you were trying to find something to compliment them for. So another thing to keep in mind here, guys, is this might just take time. If you have no experience talking to people, or you don't talk much, or you're really, really socially anxious, you're just going to have to put yourself out there just like anything else. And I can give you tips on how to be more present to the moment, but really you're going to get more present just by putting in the work and going out here. I think that if you do go out and start trying to genuinely be interested in what people have to say, it'll have a humongous impact on your ability to talk to people and have good social interactions. But like I said, sometimes you're just going to have to put in some reps and accept the fact that you might be a little socially awkward at first. But guys, that's all I got for this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll talk soon.